Right now, I'm in this space where like I feel like a cycle, as you just read, a cycle has closed. And yeah, what people don't understand is that when you close a cycle, it comes with a lot of grief, something that you're used to, and it's like you're no longer going to be doing that anymore. So it's like, okay, what do I do now? But at the same time, you still need to rest, you still need to recuperate, you still need to recharge. And I feel like, especially in this society that we're in now, we always want to go, we always want to go, we always want to go. Just keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. But, in the midst of all that, how is your heart? How is your mind? How is your soul?
Absolutely. So here at Tier 1, that's what we talk about. We talk about self-care. At the end of the day, somebody say self-care. Self-care. Self-care is so important. And I was struck when you said that even through all those experiences, you still somehow have calmness and contentment. Let's talk about that for a few minutes. Let's talk about the disparity of grief and emptiness on the one hand and calm and contentment on the other hand. How do you do that, brother?
Honestly, I don't even know how I do it. But on a more serious note, I feel like knowing what it is that you want to do, staying focused on that path, but at the same time, yeah, it does come with a lot of challenges and a lot of struggles, and it wasn't easy. Everybody think, oh, you young, you got energy, you got talent.
Okay. From Newark.
Yeah, okay, that's true, but at the same time, people still forget I'm human. You know what I mean?
Turn to somebody and say, I'm human.
I'm human.
I have flaws. I have imperfections. I've made mistakes. I feel like a lot of people, that's why I said, enough dealing with half-assed people, because, they put you on this pedestal. They're expecting you to give everything to them, and, you're not always going to receive the same energy back. And it's like now the same people that laughed at me, talked bad about me, said I wasn't going to do it, now they trying to come back and claim me. And I'm like, nah, you need to go back where you came from.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, I thought we was cool. No, we not.
Okay. And so we understand, and we can understand, we be at different stages in our development. Here at Tier 1 Recovery, we're a spiritual program. We're all on a path of redemption. And so we can understand where Kali is at on that path. He's reached a level of success, and now he has to deal with all those folk that put him down. Come on, somebody. Folks put you down while you're on that path. And now when you reach that place of success, now folks want to come back. And so we can understand the disparity. We're going to encourage Kali at some point to pray and allow God to show you how you can open your heart back up, because some of those folk are going to be redeemed by you reconciling with them. It's going to put them on that path. The second thing we want to talk about for a few minutes is you talked about, you learned some lessons from meaningless friendships.
Yes.
Can you talk a few minutes about that?
Well, for one, I learned how to stand in my power. I wasn't always assertive. I always didn't stand up for myself. I let people take advantage of me. And I knew they was taking advantage of me. But I'm like, nah, it couldn't be them. I was afraid to be alone. I ain't want to, look like an outcast. And then, number two, like, I wanted to fit in. It was a point in my life.
Can everybody identify with that? Yes. Wanting to fit in. We call it peer pressure, but it's still relevant. Wanting to fit in with our peers, wanting to get along. So we go along to get along, but we can feel that we can discern that we're being used, but we put up with it. Why? Because it's allowing me to be part of that in crowd. So you reach the point where you said, never mind with this meaningless friendships.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. It get to a point you get tired. You know what I mean? You get physically, mentally, spiritually tired. It's not, oh, you a bad person or anything like that. But you do get to a point. You get tired of dealing with certain stuff. And you have, and in order for you to break that cycle, something has to change within yourself. If not, if you don't address that issue while it's still hot, then that cycle is going to keep repeating, and it's going to keep growing and growing and growing until you have no choice but to stop that cycle.
Okay, turn to somebody and say, stop the cycle.
Stop the cycle.
Stop that cycle. We're talking about meaningless friendships. And Kali talked about, and we're going to open it up to the audience in a few minutes. He talked about that feeling of emptiness and aloneness because he had to cut folks off. Isn't it interesting that even though you need to kill a thing, you still go through grieving? Even though it's something you need to get rid of, somebody you need to get out of your life, a divorce. You need to have this divorce, but nevertheless, you still go through a grieving process because you were still bonded with that person. Come on, somebody.
It's like once you let go, it's like you set that intention out into the universe that, you know, I'm rebuilding, I'm repairing, I'm in the process of regrowth. And it's like, yeah, okay, you know, you cut that person off, you got out of that city or you got out of that environment. But it's like now there's room for new potential.
Come on.
You know what I mean? It's room for something greater, for something, you know, something greater to take its place.
Absolutely.
You have that room now. And that's where the calm and contentness comes from. Because I know, yeah, I may be feeling this temporary feeling of loss, you know, of grief, of a little bit of doubt, insecurity, but I know that'll soon pass. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Turn to somebody, say integrity.
Integrity.
Somebody say character. So we have integrity. We develop character. When I have to stand alone, my character and my reputation holds me up.
Right.
I'm a person of standard. And so even though I cut that off, what gives me calm and contentment is the fact that I have character. Mm-hmm. So in other words, I'm learning to love myself. Mm-hmm. I like the way Kali said, when you throw it out there in the universe. How many of y'all know when you throw out there in the universe, you're talking about spirituality? What you're saying is, I'm inviting in the help of a higher power. And how many of y'all know the creator responds?
Right.
How many of y'all know the universe responds? The universe will respond. The ancestors are yet speaking. And you can hear those voices saying, hold your head up. We can get through this. We can make this. Okay? And so we're talking about tonight, or this afternoon, our topic is success and mental health. Because you can have a level of success, 123 authored books. You can have success.
Get this picture right here.
But you also can have mental health issues.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right? You can have anguish with all that success. And so he says here, I've learned lessons from those meaningless friendships. I had to let go of those meaningless friendships on my path to redemption, right? Mm-hmm. So what's being redeemed? I'm being redeemed because I was lost. Sometimes we can get lost in life. Right. Yeah, I know he's only 23, but how many of you know our young people today, a lot is placed on their shoulders?
Yes, yes.
Come on now.
Yes, yes.
Much more responsibility than we had. Because tell me, what motivated most of your books? Where did that come from?
Honestly, I feel like personally, it came from, you know, the circumstances I was going through. You know, growing up, single parent household, didn't have a father in the home. I'm not saying my mom was bad. My mom was not a bad person per se, but you know, she also had her own struggles from her own childhood. You know, she's still trying.
Somebody say cycles.
Right.
These are the cycles you were talking about.
Right. And like it's like these cycles, you know what I mean, that my family went through. You know, I got put into these cycles, and
absolutely.
On top of that, going to school every day, you know, living in an environment where it's crime, you know, drugs, all that stuff, gangs, and it's like going to school with that every day. You know what I'm saying? It's like it got to a point I used all of that pain because like everybody didn't always, you know what I mean, wanted to listen to what I had to say. You know what I mean? I try to tell people how I felt. Like, oh, you just being crazy. You know what I mean? You know,
anybody know what he's talking about?
Yeah. Come on. Basically, what they do, they gaslight you.
Wow.
They gaslight you. You know what I mean? They make it seem like you crazy, but they know you telling the truth, but they don't like the fact that you telling the truth.
Especially if it involves them.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Amen to that. Amen to that, brother. But yeah, I feel like, you know, what motivated me to do all of this was just I wanted to be heard. You know what I mean? I wanted people to listen to what I had to say because I always didn't get that.
So why do you say savage writer?
I mean, many reasons. Well, for one, you know, I feel like the definition of a savage is something that can't be controlled or can't, you know, be held down. And I feel like that's me when it comes to expressing myself creatively.
You ain't gonna hold me back.
Nah,
that's one place where you can be free.
No. Yeah, it's like,
come on, let's give it up for that brother. Come on now. That's one thing you ain't gonna take. I'm savagely gonna express the way I feel.
Yeah,
right.
Know, and I not do admit, you know, I know I may come off a certain way to some people. I may come off as arrogant or full of myself, but it's not really that. It's just that I'm so passionate about what it is that I do, and it's like people, you know, get that misconstrued. You know what I mean? And take into account other people. You know what I mean? They don't feel like they have enough to offer. They may feel insecure, like I can't express myself like that. So I'm gonna tear him down. I'm gonna make him feel bad.
Y'all hear what he's saying? Yeah. Sometimes folks is jealous because you're doing what they can't.
Yeah.
You're rejecting what they accepted.
Yeah, it's not. It's really.
Come on, somebody.
What it really is, it's nothing really personal, you know. And that's what at first that's what I thought. Oh, they don't like me. They hate me. But it's not even that. You know what I mean? They just don't like the fact that because they can't do it, they don't want me doing it. You know what I mean? That's really what it is. And it's like I've just now came into that realization. It never really was about me. Or maybe it was. I don't know. But, you know, everything in this world is based on self-projection.
I like the way you said that, but I paused when you said, I realized that it wasn't about me. And then you said, or was it?
Right.
Is it about us? Yes. Or is it not? Come on, let's think about that. Because, come on, sometimes when we're thinking about our ministry, we tell ourselves, it ain't even about me. And it's not. But then there are other times where it's all about me.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm wonderfully made in his image. Yeah. Ian told us today, I'm the apple of his eye. It's all about me.
Yes, sir.
I am the author of this chapter.
Yes.
Come on, somebody.
Come on.
If I don't handle this book called Collie Raymond, who else gonna handle it?
Yeah.
And see, the hand y'all gave me, I ain't working with this hand. I'm throwing it out there. That's what I heard. Yeah, I'm throwing it out there back to the universe. And I hear the universe is responding. Come on, somebody. And the universe saying, Savage, you go ahead and write, boy. You keep on writing, Savage.
You taking
and that
the word.
That boy kept on writing. How many books you at? 100? How many books you at? 110? How many books?
Taking the words right out of my mouth, doctor. Right out of my mouth. He's you know, Dr. Moody right here is taking the words right out of my mouth.
So you experienced that?
Yes, I have. You know, it felt like it came to a point. I'm like, all right, you know, I can't keep running in these circles because the difference between me and everyone else, I knew something wasn't right. And I feel like other people,
y'all can relate. Like, yeah. Come on now.
And I feel like other people around me felt that way too. But again, play along to get along. You know what I mean? But it's like me, I'm like, I recognized it. And it's like something in me. I'm like, I can't keep doing this.
Well, the last thing that we want to hit on, Collie mentioned that he had the feeling of being at the top, but he was all alone.
Right.
So he made it to the top. He's having success, but he's all alone. Sound like a gloomy situation. But guess what he says? I'm not fearing loneliness anymore. I'd rather be alone than to go back to that peer pressure.
Ain't no going back at this point. It's too late. It's too late now.
So that's our last thing we want to talk about. Can you just talk about that? You're a successful young entrepreneur. Talk about how it feels, that feeling of being at the top and being alone. Talk about that.
Well, you know, I say that because, you know, there's no one else you could call on. You know what I mean? It's you the leader now.
Turn to somebody saying it's you.
Yeah, you're now in front. Ain't nobody else in front of you. You know what I'm saying? Everybody behind you, and that's not on nothing. Oh, I'm better than everybody. You know, I'm not trying to say it like that, but you know,
you've climbed the ladder of success, and you're up there,
Right.
and there ain't a whole lot of folks up there.
Right, exactly.
Those folks are behind you trying to get what you got, right?
Exactly.
And so you're alone.
Exactly.
You're not feeling like you're better. You just had a standard.
I mean,
And that's why you left.
I'm gonna be honest.
Come on.
I am kind of better.
Tell somebody, say, you better tell the truth, boy.
I'll keep it real, you know.
Okay.
But you know, aside from that, yeah, there's no one else. You know, it's you. You are now the leader. You're now the boss. You know what I'm saying? You're now the one everybody looks to. And it's like sometimes I ask myself, well, dang, you know what I mean? I'm a superhero, right? Man, I want somebody to save me. But I didn't know that who was coming to save me was two entities. The Most High, God.
Come on, give it up for that.
The Most High, God.
Young folk can recognize that there's an all-time God.
And above all else, well, not above all else, but myself too.
Amen.
You know
Somebody
what I mean?
say self-care. Do you care about your self-care?
Because you know, I did the work too. I had help along the way, and I thank everybody that helped me. You know what I'm saying?
Because you're not going to be successful if you didn't do no work.
Exactly. You know, I had to meet people halfway, you know?
Right. So you said that you had to completely close yourself off and that you were left relationships and romance. So what, you want to be by yourself the rest of your life?
I mean, not the rest of my life.
Somebody say amen.
I'm
like, wait a minute now. He's 23. I'm 65. I can say I can be by myself, but you're only 23.
I mean, not for the rest of my life, but far as this point of my life is concerned, you know? Because I feel like now I'm truly on this path and I can't afford any distractions.
Self-care says, I care for myself. And when you reach that place, you're not saying that you don't want to be with other folks. What you're saying is the most important person to me that is so precious is me.
Right.
Yes.
And we learned in our meditation yesterday with Lori, she had us hug ourselves, colleague, and she said, now say, I love you. And we said that. And guess what? Folks started crying. Why? Because sometimes we realized we didn't love ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And so let's just close on this thought. Being on the top and feeling lonely, not fearing loneliness anymore.
Right. Yeah, it's like when you get to a certain point, you can't fear it, you know, you can't run from it. Because at the end of the day, you came into the world on your own. Yeah, you know, they help get you out the womb. But at the same time, you came in through there. You know what I mean?
And you're leaving by yourself.
Exactly. When you in that casket, can't nobody get in that casket with you. As much as they say, oh, we miss you. You know what I mean? Y'all can't go where I'm going. You know what I mean? You just gonna have to wait till your number get called. And then, you know, we see each other again.
Okay. So as we close on this note, being on the top, reaching a place of success where you and you understand success has different levels. It has different dimensions. You could be successful, but you still could have more goals. You find yourself at a place of successfulness and you're content, but you're alone. And so we're going to have our closing words. We're so grateful today to have colleague Raymond with us from Newark, New Jersey, and we're going to allow him to close out with whatever you want to let us say.
Well, first and foremost, it's been an honor, Dr. Moody, to be on your podcast. I know we first met, you know, at the with the Albert J. Lewis show. Yeah. Good family friend.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? He did a lot for me. I'm truly thankful that we got to, you know, build this relationship. And on top of that, I'm thankful for everybody, you know, in the room. You know, shout out to the sound crew. You know what I mean? Shout out to the audience members.
Woo!
You know, shout out to all y'all and even the people that's listening. I don't know if we live or not, but you know, wherever you are at in the world, always be the best version of yourself. Never let no one or nothing tell you what you can or cannot do. So that's my word. Sincerely from Savage Writer.
All right, let's give it up.